Alright, check this bike out. This one's a pretty cool one. This is a 1993 or 1994 Suzuki RM125. Thing's pretty clean. I believe that's the original seat cover on it. Just a couple rips. Plastics look like they're aftermarket, but you know, they're pretty cool. Nice condition black. I'm not sure on the year because the VIN is scratched off of it. So I don't know if this bike was stolen at one point, then recovered. I'm not too sure on the history. But you can see it's just overall in pretty good condition. Doesn't look like it was ridden too hard. And it does feel like it has pretty decent compression yet for 125. So the owner dropped off this bike in desperation. He said that he had the whole top end rebuilt and the cylinder was sent out for re-sleeving to match the piston. He got the cylinder back, put it together, rode it for the first time, and he said the piston ring shaved down and it was causing low compression. So he replaced the piston ring again and he was having the same issue. So he replaced the crank seal and in the left side, and he was still having hard starting problems and it just wouldn't idle right, didn't have any power. So he said he's just given up. So right now he dropped it off and he said he can't start it. It will not start. And it feels like it has compression to me. So it's got to be either fuel related or spark related, I would think. Because compression feels like it's there. We'll have to test it. But yeah, he said he just gave up on it. Doesn't know where to go from here. And he was just desperate to get this thing fixed. And I've been there before, so I can feel his pain. So today, we're going to try to get this thing fixed up, running, driving, and we're going to dig into it and see if we can find out what's causing this problem, this no starting problem. Vinny's out here playing. Vinny, come here. Vinny, come. Come. Come on, bud. Let's see if he wants to check out the bike here. Want to check out the bike, buddy? What do you think? What do you think of the bike? What do you think? Alright, let's see if this thing fires up today. Okay, choke it. Looks like the carb is like half in there. See that? It's not completely in. Get the gas flowing here. Let's see if it leaks out. No leaking yet. I'll choke it. Looks like the plug is in there all the way. Alright, everything else looks pretty decent. Let's see if she fires up. Yeah, she does not want to go. So that should be firing up within at least 5 kicks on a fresh rebuild. You know, so something's definitely going on. Let's see if it still feels like it has compression here. Yeah, compression feels pretty good. So let's start digging into it. See what we find here. Alright, so now Vinny's checking out the bike. He's sniffing the tires. He's really into it now. Let's see what he finds. He's sniffing the forks quite a bit. I think he's giving up on it. He's sniffing the side of the engine. What do you think, Vin? What do you think? I think he's stumped on this one. Uh-oh. Yeah, he's out. So what I typically like to do is check the easy stuff first. So let's check the fuel, make sure we're getting fuel. You never know, it could just be something dumb. Maybe that's why it's not starting, so. gas flow here, and it looks like it already is. Yep, good gas flow. Really good gas flow. And it looks like the gas is mixed. He said he mixed it 40-to-1, so we shouldn't have a problem there. Let's just see if there's coolant in it. I'm sure he put coolant in it, but it doesn't hurt to check just to make sure. I can see the coolant, so let me just kick over this bike and just see. Yeah, it's hard to tell. But if you have a blown head gasket, it'll be bubbling in there when you kick it over, because compression is going right into the coolant lines, and they'll make that coolant bubble. But I don't think there's enough coolant in there. It's not really topped off enough to test that. Right away, we're gonna check the oil. Make sure that's not milky. A common problem for these are water pumps going out. Let's just see, but that wouldn't cause a no starting problem. So oil looks really good, not milky at all. So that tells me that the water pump seals most likely are good. At least they're holding coolant away from the oil. Yeah, it's not milky at all. So we don't have to worry about the water pump, that's good. I'm gonna quickly top off the coolant, and then we'll kick it over and see if that bubbles. Coolant going in here. Alright, yeah, it was pretty full. Didn't have to add much. You guys check this out. I'm gonna kick it over. And we'll see if there's any bubbles forming here. It would push it out too from the pressure. Yeah, I don't think the head gasket's blown. So that looks good. All right, let's check out the air filter. So air filter looks pretty good in here. Yeah, that's perfect. So it's all oiled up. Nice tight seal, looks like it's greased up there. So I don't think that was the culprit. That looks really good. Spark plug is right in here. I can see a little drooling from the spark plug hole here. You can see a little pooling down there of something. I don't know if it's gas coming through the head there or coolant. It's hard to tell. It's all wet. Let's see what it smells like. Hard to tell. So right here, this is missing the crush washer. And it looks like the one back here is as well. We'll check for spark, and we'll check the whole ignition system out as well. Make sure that's all good to go. This feels pretty loose on here right now, the boot. So it could just be a simple coil wire problem or a boot problem, causing it not to spark as much as it should. see if this plug is wet. Yeah, it looks pretty wet. So we're getting gas. Yep, it smells like gas. It's really black though. See that? So it's running really rich, or appears to be. Let's see what kind of plug we're running. BR9ES, so that's the correct plug. Let's kick it over a couple times and see if gas comes out of here. Maybe we're just getting too much gas to it. Feels really smooth. Let me kick it over with my foot here. It feels really smooth. So that's good. Let's see what this spark looks like. Now we've got good spark. Looks like a really good spark. Just want to see if it's consistent here. It's pretty consistent. It sparks every time we kick it. I'm just going to quick check the boot wire here. Just felt kind of loose on there, so I just want to see if it's making good contact. I'm just going to shave back a little bit of that. Just cut back 1/4 inch. Doesn't hurt to do it. So now we've got that wire exposed there. Put this back on. There. Just confirm we still have spark. Still great spark. So that looks really good. Get a compression tester in there. See what we have for compression. Twist this guy in. So because this thing is freshly rebuilt, we should have around 130 to about 160 is the range we should be in. If we're under 130, I think it's either a ring problem or maybe the cylinder scored or something like that, because we should have over 130 with a fresh rebuild. So we're looking for right in this range right here. We're gonna do throttle open. See what we get here. I don't think it's hitting anything here. Nope, should be good. All right, here we go. Let's see where we're at. Exactly 130. So it's definitely on the lower side, but it still should run with 130 easily. Should have a lot of power with 130. So compression's fine, but like I said, definitely on the lower side after a rebuild. So maybe the ring's a little worn out already, which is concerning. But yeah, everything looks good so far. That is very, very odd. So compression checks out, spark checks out, and it looks like the plug's getting fuel. So we're gonna try a different plug right away. See if that plug's fouled out. I'll try to start this thing up and see if it'll fire here. All right, we got a new plug in there. I know that one works. That's off of a running bike. And I was just about to go turn the choke on, and this carb just like was in like that, and it just went like that, and it came right off. So that carb was definitely not in all the way. Let's get that in. That could be the problem right there. Doesn't like to go in there. There we go. Go. Huh. See it just die out like that? It's really weird. Well, it fired right up, so I'm thinking the spark plug was fouled. Let's see here. Huh. So with the spark plug in it, the new one, it didn't run too long, did it? So it almost seems like it's getting choked out and it just like quits. Either that or coolant's getting into the cylinder and causing it not to ignite and fire. But I don't know, it's acting weird. It's acting really weird. So let's just see. It didn't really smell like it was burning engine oil. And that would be due to a right side crank seal failure. Didn't really smell like it. So hopefully that's not the case. Let's see what this plug looks like. See how wet that is? It is really wet. So I wonder if we're getting too much gas going to this thing. And I'm wondering if it fired up because I cleared out the cylinder from kicking it over, doing the compression tests and everything like that. So I wonder if we kick it over a bunch, clear out the cylinder, and try this again, if it'll fire right back up. Let's see. Let's kick this over a bunch. I can smell a lot of gas. And we won't even put the gas tank on. We'll see if this will work. If this works, it's most likely running way too rich from the carb. Try choking it. So ground this out. Well, at least the first 10 kicks, we had nothing. That is weird. So now we just lost spark. Let's see if I can screw this in a little bit more. That's really weird. Maybe the kill switch, something going on with the kill switch. Alright, let's try a different plug. Spark now. If this is a kill switch problem, that would be crazy. Oh yeah. Huh. It's sparking with this plug now. That is so weird. Alright, let's put this plug back in. Let's see if it flares up. Maybe it's just running really rich and following plugs like instantly. Alright, so you can see it fired right up with that plug that was sparking, but then died the same exact way, like instantly just dies. It's so weird. Alright, let's see. The plugs are just following instantly. Look how wet that is. It's just dripping with gas. Let's see if it's sparking. I don't know if there's a bunch of gas in the pipe causing problems or what. This one's all fouled too. Alright, we have another new plug in there. Let's see what happens. Alright, you can see that sounded a lot better because it was running out of gas. Gas sink back on, see if it still runs. So what I did was turn the gas on for a little bit, turned it right off. So it's not pumping in gas constantly. Let's see. Alright, so I kept on turning on and off the gas, and you could definitely hear the difference between the throttle response when the gas was on and off. It was a lot crispier with the gas off because it was using the gas in the carb and then getting low enough to where it wasn't getting as much gas. So then it started cleaning out and it sounded a lot better. So I'm guessing this bike is running really rich, and that's why it's following plugs. You can see the sludge coming out of the pipe. So yeah, it's burning off a lot of gas. So I think there's a carb problem. Alright. We're going to check out the reeds too, make sure those are good. But I have a feeling it's the carb. We'll check out that needle position too. Alright. Let's see what's going on with this thing. Oh yeah, gas is dripping all over the place. It's all clean in there. Nice and clean in there. But it all looks nice and clean in there as well. Looks good. Let's see what the main jet's at. Main jet, it looks like it's all crunched up. Hard to see. So we got 330 main. Let's see what the pilot is. Pilot looks like a 55. That seems pretty big. I think that's too big, but we'll check the specs here. So there's a 55. Let's see what the air screw is at right away. We're at 1, only 1, so that might be why too. That wasn't out very far. So yeah, it was running really rich on the pilot circuit. Let's get the floats out of here. I've seen floats be filled with gas too. That can also cause it to run a little richer because you're getting a lot more gas. That one's clear. No gas in that one. O-ring right there looks good. You can see that's for the seat. Let's see if we can get this needle out of here. There's the needle. Needle looks really good, so that all looks good. We'll check out the choke too. Make sure that's not causing problems. Choke looks good. It's working. So everything looks good in the carb, except I think that pilot might be a little bit big. Alright, so I did a little research. Unfortunately, we can't find the exact year of the bike, but I'm thinking it's in 1993 based on this carburetor. So if this bike is in 1993, we are running the correct jets. Even though the main jet should be a 360, it's saying on here, instead of a 330, which we have. So that's the only difference I can see. And then the pilot is supposed to be a 55, and that's what we have in here. So, I don't know, it's got the stock jettings according to a 1993. Now if we have a 1994, stock jetting would be a 50 pilot and a 180 main. So I don't know if we just have the wrong jets in here, and if this bike is in 1994, we need to change the jetting. If it is in 1993, the jetting should be fine, but according to the bike it's not, because it's not running right. So what we're going to do is take this pilot and go down to a 50 and then the air screw out 1.5 turns, and we'll see if that makes a difference. Alright, let's check out the needle clip position. Make sure that's not too low here. Looks like this can just be taken out like that. Is that missing something? Huh. Alright, so that looks pretty good. It's the second clip from the top, so that would be leaner because the needle's sitting further down in, letting less gas in. So that looks good. We're gonna leave that there. Put that back in there. Huh. Actually, that needle can just move in there. There's nothing holding it down. What the heck? That's weird. See, this needle can just move. I don't think that's supposed to be like that. I think there's supposed to be something holding that needle down. Maybe that's the problem. Alright, luckily, this RM right here has the exact same carb, and look what we were missing from it. So this bike had it for the needle, and this one did not. So this was supposed to keep this needle down and in place. So right now this can just bounce around in here like that. And so it was becoming really rich. I think that was the problem. Because he said it had 0 power, and that would make sense because that's just bouncing around. And it can allow as much gas as possible to flood out that cylinder. And that would make sense that it was running after we did the compression test because I was messing with the throttle. And I wonder if that finally came back down, allowing less gas to flow in, and then it ran okay, you know. I don't know. But we're gonna install this little piece on here and see if that helps. That might have solved your problem. It goes like that. There we go. And this goes on there like this. See that now that holds that needle in place. So we put everything back to stock. We put the 55 pilot back in, not the 50, and then we turned the air screw to 1.5 turns out. So let's see if that fixed the problem here. idles and everything. All right, we got this thing all loaded up. Let's go to the land and test this thing out. All right, made it up to the land. It's pretty snowy in parts here. So we're right in the middle of the field and we're gonna ride where it's not snowy, which is right in the middle. But yeah, let's see if we can test drive this and see if it's fixed. All right, let's see if she still starts right up here. Alright, this thing's running pretty good. So it definitely revs out all the way. Sounds really good on the top end, going through all the gears, and it does go through all the gears perfectly. Low end in first gear, it's a little boggy until you're like probably like quarter throttle and it like revs out all the way. So I went ahead and changed the pilot to a 45 and we're like 2 turns out in the air screw, and it's still a little bit boggy. So it's never, I think with the RMs, they're just a little boggy on the bottom end until you're up in the RPMs and they take off. So it's really, really close to being perfect. But yeah, we tried changing that pilot. I don't want to go too low with the pilot because stock is 55. So I'm pretty sure that little clip on the needle was missing, causing it to become really, really rich, and then it would just shut off the bike. So yeah, that problem is fixed. Let's get home. We'll check compression again after the break-in. All right, we tried to go to the car wash with this thing, but the self-service line was out of service, so we're gonna have to try again tomorrow. I don't want to send this bike dirty home with the guy. All right, we made it back home after a successful first ride on this thing. So we fixed the problem. Let's just check over everything, make sure everything is good to go yet. Let's check the oil, make sure that's not milky. Let's see, hopefully it's not. We rode it for about probably an hour. And as you can see, not milky at all. So oil still looks good. That means the water pump seals are still good after the first ride. All right, let's get this plug out of here. All right. Let's see what it looks like. That's what we're looking for. Check that out. Nice and brown. So we're running a lot better. See that? It's now brown instead of black. So our jetting is spot on. So we're good there. Let's see if compression's still good. All right, here we go. Let's see what we get. So before it was 130. We don't want it to go down from 130. So throttle open. Here we go. What we get? Hopefully. Oh, we jumped up to 150. That's what I'm talking about. So we are right where we need to be now. Awesome. So compression went up after the first break-in ride. Sweet. So this thing is officially fixed. It ended up being that little clip that holds the needle down, which is crazy. So good thing I checked that area, otherwise I wouldn't have found that. And good thing I had this bike that I could route the clip off of and test it out. So I can't believe that was the entire problem. But the owner's definitely gonna be happy that it was an easy fix and that this thing's finally running good. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. Remember to always check the little things, because sometimes the little things can cause major problems. Stay tuned for next one, and until next time, we are out.